Guess what I found out? In just the past 50 years, Earth's temperature has shot up like the needle suddenly broke free. When you look at NASA's temperature spiral, the abnormal pattern becomes clear at a glance. It feels like a warning from the future, spiraling closer and closer. So, what does that spiral really tell us? Since 1880, in a little over 140 years, the global average temperature has climbed by about 1.1 degrees Celsius. At first, that number may sound small. But on a planetary scale, a single degree can have an enormous impact. One year deserves special attention, 1975. From that point, the curve of rising temperatures suddenly steepened. Scientists explain that 2/3 of all observed warming has taken place since 1975. In other words, the era we are living in right now is the main stage of Earth's climate shift. And you know what? The speed of warming is totally different depending on the place. Land heats up faster than the sea, and the poles warm even quicker. The Arctic, for example, is warming 4 times faster than the global average. If you looked at a world map colored by temperature, the Arctic would be glowing bright red. This is called Arctic amplification. When the ice melts, the bright reflective surface disappears. Then the dark ocean drinks in more sunlight, and the vicious cycle speeds up. But here's the question, right? Why has the temperature shot up so suddenly? The answer is a gas that makes up only a trace of the air. Yes, carbon dioxide. It's only 0.04% of the atmosphere. But these tiny molecules absorb heat, or infrared radiation, and trap it in the air. Nitrogen makes up 78%, oxygen about 21%, yet they hardly hold any heat at all. You might think, hey, if carbon dioxide is only 0.04%, it can't matter that much, right? I used to think the same. But here's the twist. Even at 0.04%, in just 1 cubic meter of air, there are something crazy like 10 quintillion molecules of CO₂. That's not, almost nothing. It's an absolutely staggering number floating around us. And here's the real point. It's not just the number, it's the nature. Nitrogen and oxygen can barely absorb any infrared radiation. But carbon dioxide does something completely different. It absorbs heat, releases it, and collides again and again, trillions of times. That zigzag path through the air keeps heat from escaping into space. So even in tiny amounts, CO₂ has the power to keep warming the entire planet. Hey, did you hear the latest data? 2024 was the hottest year ever recorded. And for more than 12 months straight, every single month broke a new record. So this isn't some future scenario. It's reality happening right now. And the summer of 2025 is already hitting us with heat that is anything but normal. So, what does just 1 degree of warming actually do? It's already shaking our lives in ways bigger than we imagined. Take heat waves. Across European cities, record-breaking heat has struck again and again, and we're talking about tens of thousands of people getting sick from it. In Asia, monsoon patterns are breaking down, raising the risks of floods and droughts. And Japan is no exception. We've seen sudden downpours and typhoons growing more powerful year by year. And ecosystems are trembling too. Coral reefs bleach under high temperatures, and countless fish lose their homes. As the ice melts, polar bears lose the very ground they hunt on. And when ecosystems collapse, it all comes back to us, our food supply, our economy, even our future. Of course, scientists don't just explain the causes. They also sketch out future scenarios. By the year 2100, the average temperature will look completely different depending on whether we keep letting emissions rise or make huge cuts. In the worst-case scenario, by the end of this century, temperatures could rise by more than 4 degrees. But if the world really works together to cut emissions, we could keep that rise within just 1.5 degrees. So what we can do right now is start adding up those little efforts. Saving energy. Using renewables. Rethinking how we eat and how we move. Each action may feel small, but when they add up across the world, they make a massive difference. What NASA's spiral shows us is that Earth is definitely changing. And what the CO₂ numbers are telling us is that human activity is the lead actor driving that change. And right now, both truths are staring us in the face. The future is still ours to choose. Do we just let this extreme heat become the new normal? Or do we hit the brakes with our actions? The choice belongs to us, the people living right now.